Severe flooding around Kenya's Lake Naivasha has displaced more than 7,000 people as rising waters continue to breach long-established boundaries. The lake has surged up to 1.7 kilometers inland, submerging schools, homes, churches, and even a police station. Entire neighborhoods in Kihoto have been swallowed, with residents wading through waist-deep water and makeshift rafts being used to evacuate children. Authorities say wildlife is also under threat, with hippos moving closer to human settlements. Experts point to both increased rainfall influenced by climate change and tectonic shifts along the Rift Valley as the major drivers behind the unusual rise in lake levels, a phenomenon also affecting nearby Rift Valley lakes. The crisis underscores East Africa's growing struggle with climate-linked flooding, which has displaced hundreds of thousands across the region this year.
At COP30, the European Union has mounted a robust defense of its Carbon Border Adjustment Mechanism (CBAM), arguing it is a vital tool to curb carbon leakage by putting a price on imports from countries with weaker climate policies. European Union has insisted that pricing carbon is something that we should pursue, rejecting criticism from nations such as China and India, which view the border tax as a trade barrier.
As you will know, with our own new contribution to 2035.
Do you feel that it's now the best solution to progress in implementation?
In parallel, the EU is pushing for a global carbon market alliance together with Brazil to encourage more nations to adopt carbon pricing systems and direct revenues towards green technologies. To ease the burden on smaller importers, EU institutions recently agreed to simplify CBAM rules. Imports up to 50 tons per importer per year will now be exempted, meaning roughly 90% of importers won't be directly subjected to the mechanism. Despite the simplification, the EU maintains its climate ambition under the revised rules, but not everyone is on board. India has strongly criticized CBAM at COP30, calling it a unilateral move that undermines global cooperation under the UN climate framework.
The United Kingdom has issued a stark warning to Moscow after a Russian military vessel reportedly entered British waters off the coast of Scotland. UK Defence Secretary John Healey confirmed that the Russian ship Yantar has been operating on the edge of the country's territorial waters for the last few weeks, and even directed lasers at British pilots, an act viewed as a highly provocative. Tensions between Russia and Western unions have risen sharply since the start of the Ukraine war, and the presence of a specialized Russian vessel so close to the UK has sparked concern. The Yantar is known for its advanced surveillance and subsea capabilities, including equipment believed to be capable of monitoring undersea cables. Haley issued a direct warning to Russian President Vladimir Putin, saying simply, "We are ready if the ship moves further south." While incidents involving Russian vessels near NATO countries' waters are not uncommon, the UK says it is taking this breach seriously, framing it as yet another test of Western resolve as Europe prepares for a potentially harsh winter of geopolitical uncertainty.
The 19th Dubai Air Show has opened, bringing together more than 1,500 exhibitors from 115 countries. This year's edition features 440 first-time participants and over 200 aircraft in static and flying displays. This year's show, titled "The Future is Here," features a record 200-plus aircraft across flying and static displays, including UAVs and China's Comac C919, making its Middle East debut. The event also includes 490 military and civilian delegations, 21 national pavilions, with Morocco participating for the first time.
The Miss Universe pageant has plunged into controversy days before the final event in Thailand after 2 judges resigned from the 8-member panel. Lebanese-French musician Kamar Harfouch claimed that an impromptu jury had pre-selected 30 finalists without the official judges' knowledge. French football manager Claude Makélélé also resigned, citing personal reasons. Miss Universe organizers have denied the allegations, saying no external group has been authorized to select finalists. They clarified that Harfouch may have confused the pageant with a separate program called Beyond the Crown, which has its own independent committee. The resignations follow earlier backlash after Thailand's pageant director publicly criticized Miss Mexico, prompting several contestants to walk out of the promotional event. The Miss Universe organization has faced heightened scrutiny in recent years as transparency and global representation become increasingly central to major pageants.
The Hong Kong Palace Museum launched an exhibition featuring 250 artifacts from Egyptian institutions, including cat mummies, coffins, and stone statues. The exhibition, which will run for 9.5 months, also features some newly discovered artifacts from the Saqqara archaeological site. The Hong Kong Palace Museum is launching Ancient Egypt Unveiled Treasures from Egyptian Museums, a landmark exhibition running from 20th November to 31st August 2026. The show features 250 artifacts from 7 major Egyptian institutions, including statues, gold jewelry, animal mummies, and painted coffins, many exhibited outside Egypt for the first time. It also highlights recent discoveries from Saqqara, including anthropoid coffins and statues of deities. The exhibition will be complemented by multimedia experiences, public tours, and more than 140 themed merchandise items, including plush charms inspired by Egyptian motifs. The Nemrut caldera, honored with the European Destinations of Excellence Award for its natural beauty and ecological value, has received the season's first snowfall. The caldera, home to the world's second largest cratered lake at an altitude of 2,250 meters, transformed into a stunning white landscape after the recent snow. Drone footage captured postcard-worthy views as the fresh snow, drifting fog, and the lake's deep blue waters came together in the same frame. The wintry transformation drew heavy weekend interest, with large numbers of visitors arriving to witness the caldera's unique scenery. Located in eastern Turkey, Nemrut caldera was formed thousands of years ago following a massive volcanic eruption. Today, it stands as one of the region's most remarkable geological formations, featuring hot and cold lakes, diverse wildlife, and panoramic vistas that attract nature lovers throughout the year. A ceremonial contest titled The Art of Turkmen Embroidery, Our National Heritage, was held in Ashgabat at the Center of Public Organizations of Turkmenistan. The event was dedicated to the inclusion of Turkmen embroidery art in the UNESCO's representative list of the intangible cultural heritage of humanity. The contest, organized to preserve, promote globally, and pass down the national heritage to future generations, was held at a high level by the Central Council of Women's Union of Turkmenistan, the National Center of Trade Unions, and the Secretariat of the National Commission of Turkmenistan for UNESCO. Talented women and girls from all regions of the country took part in the contest, demonstrating the subtle craftsmanship created by the dedication and heartfelt warmth of the people. The participants showcased their skills and talents across 3 rounds in accordance with the competition rules. Throughout the competition, the jury fairly evaluated the participants' performances. Winners and all active participants were awarded certificates of honor and valuable gifts from the organizers. Winners and all active participants were awarded certificates of honor and valuable gifts from the organizers.
Elimden miras kalan doğan bukcan inge yüzde yüpökli elem osor sapaklı mirasım hem hünerim elim ürdün kerim.